When you think of martial arts, one name stands out among all others: Bruce Lee, the man who not only revolutionized the way we look at fighting but also transformed the way we think about life. But what was it that made Bruce Lee more than just a martial artist? What was the philosophy that drove him, that made him a legend? Today we dive deep into the philosophy behind Bruce Lee martial arts and discover how he unleashed the dragon within. 1. The roots of Bruce Lee's philosophy. Bruce Lee philosophy was a blend of various influences, Eastern and Western, ancient and modern. Born in San Francisco and raised in Hong Kong, Lee grew up in a world where East met West, and this fusion was evident in his thinking. He studied martial arts under the great Ip Man, mastering Wing Chun, but Lee's hunger for knowledge pushed him beyond traditional boundaries. Lee's early exposure to philosophy, particularly the works of Laozi, Nietzsche, and Jiddu Krishnamurti, shaped his thinking. He began to see martial arts not just as a way of fighting but as a way of life, a path to self-discovery and personal expression. This was the foundation of Jeet Kune Do, Lee personal martial arts philosophy. 2. Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. Jeet Kune Do, or the way of the intercepting fist, is Bruce Lee's most significant contribution to martial arts. But what is it really? More than just a fighting style, Jeet Kune Do was Lee's way of expressing himself. It not bound by rigid forms or patterns, it fluid, adaptable, just like water. Lee believed that traditional martial arts were too rigid, too confined by rules and forms. He sought to break free from these limitations, creating a system that was flexible and responsive to any situation. Jeet Kune Do is all about efficiency, directness, and simplicity. It about using no way as way and having no limitation as the limitation. To Bruce, martial arts were about expressing oneself honestly without the hindrance of traditional forms. This was a radical idea at the time, but it resonated with people around the world because it was more than just a martial art, it was a philosophy of life. 3. The philosophy of self-expression. Bruce Lee often said, all knowledge leads to self-knowledge. This idea of self-discovery was central to his philosophy. Lee believed that through martial arts one could learn more about oneself, about their strengths, weaknesses, and limitations, but more importantly, one could learn to transcend those limitations. Bruce Lee's philosophy of martial arts was deeply personal. He saw fighting not just as a physical challenge, but as a mental and spiritual one. He encouraged his students to absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own. In essence, Lee was telling us to be true to ourselves, to find our own path in life, and to express ourselves authentically. 4. The influence of Zen Buddhism. Bruce Lee was heavily influenced by Zen Buddhism, which emphasizes living in the moment and finding peace within oneself. Zen teaches that enlightenment comes from within through meditation and self-reflection. This concept was deeply ingrained in Lee's martial arts philosophy. Lee believed that the mind was the most powerful weapon a martial artist could have. He often spoke about the importance of being present, of being fully aware of the moment. This is what Zen refers to as mindfulness. In a fight, this means being completely in tune with your surroundings, with your opponent, and with yourself. For Bruce Lee, martial arts were a form of moving meditation. Every punch, every kick was an opportunity to clear the mind, to focus entirely on the present moment. This is the essence of Zen, and it what allowed Bruce to reach a level of mastery that few have ever achieved. 5. The art of fighting without fighting. One of Bruce Lee's most famous teachings is the art of fighting without fighting. But what does this mean? On the surface it may seem like a contradiction, but it's actually a profound statement about conflict and how to resolve it. Lee believed that the best way to win a fight was to avoid it altogether. He often said that the goal of martial arts is not to harm others but to protect oneself. The art of fighting without fighting is about finding a way to resolve conflicts peacefully without resorting to violence. In one of his movies, Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee demonstrated this concept in a brilliant scene where he outsmarts an opponent without throwing a single punch. This scene encapsulates his philosophy: violence is not the answer. Wisdom and strategy are far more powerful. Bruce Lee once said the key to immortality is first living a life worth remembering. And indeed, Bruce Lee has become immortal through his teachings, his films, and his philosophy. But what can we learn from Bruce Lee? How can we apply his philosophy in our own lives? The answer lies in unleashing the dragon within ourselves. By embracing Lee teachings, we can find our own path, express ourselves authentically, and overcome any obstacle that stands in our way. Whether you're a martial artist or not, Bruce Lee philosophy has the power to transform your life. So as we conclude our journey into the mind of Bruce Lee, remember this: be like water, my friend. Stay adaptable, stay true to yourself, and unleash the dragon within. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the philosophy of Bruce Lee, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments what aspect of Bruce Lee philosophy resonates with you the most. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more insights into the life and teachings of the legendary Bruce Lee.